So, ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to the second session of the last day of the advanced price action trading as a part of the I3T3 mega webinar. So, the topic of this session is the last power patterns. We have two power patterns to cover. One is the diamond and the dancing lady. So, meanwhile, kindly go through your disclaimer once. Okay, so let's move on with the diamond pattern. So, have you guys seen this pattern anywhere before? Okay. So the diamond pattern is a pattern which generally forms whenever AQM fails. Okay. So there are two stuffs with respect to diamond pattern. There is a pattern called diamond pattern. All the pattern traders like wedges, head and shoulder, cup and handle, what's other patterns you can say, ascending triangle, flag, these are all standard patterns. Okay, there is a similar pattern called diamond. That diamond is slightly different from the diamond we are talking, but it's more or less similar. Okay, this is more from a price action perspective why the diamond is forming. So in case of that old the traditional diamond pattern, it is like two triangles, correct? Okay, but that is not the technical meaning, because any two triangle in any form can become a normal diamond, but if it has to be a price action diamond, it is slightly different. We will talk about it in the subsequent slides. So diamond is the sixth power pattern in the advanced price action family. It is the most deceptive price structures in the market. Again, it catches both buyers and sellers and can fill massive orders for the big guys. It is created when a QM fails. When will a QM fail? Can somebody tell me? High, low, higher high, lower low, higher high. H, L, HH, LL, HHH. So what does it mean? It means something like this. High, low, higher high, lower low. So this is your QML. This is your MPL. So when it comes into the zone, you will take, but this time it goes and breaks the Quasimodo. You already told this is MPL, maximum pain limit. So what is this? This is mother of maximum pain limit. Okay, it can be high or low also, as the case may be. Let's move on. Anatomy of a diamond. So quickly, how many engulfs are there in flag limit? Quickly answer me the summary. Flag limit, one engulf in the continuation pattern. Second, FTR, two engulfs, again continuation pattern. Next, caps. Okay, reversal engulf, single engulf, reversal pattern. Four, Quasimodo, two engulfs, one on opposite side, one on lower side, one on opposite side. Great. The next pattern is called diamond, which has four engulf, and let's see how the four engulfs are emerging. You form a high, you form a low, and form a higher high, form a lower low. So what has formed now? A QM is formed. Now that is called as the QM level. Now what happens? Now price is moving back. Okay, the price is moving back and you want to take a trade when the price reaches your QML or MPL, as the case may be, depending upon the kind of base formations and your zone marking, which we learned, and we saw multiple permutations and combinations in the journey. Now price has come and suddenly it breaks the QM with a strong momentum. What will happen? Already you all know, already there were guys here who were cheated when this guy went up, and there were guys here who were cheated when this guy went down. Okay, now what happens? The mother third cheating is happening when some guys, again there can be breakout traders here who want to trade a breakout. When this guy goes up, then again breakout traders will come jump in, but from there price will technically reverse to fill all the pending orders. So what happens? It forms a higher high, and from then what happened? Your QM is gone, right? Your QM is no longer valid. Why? Because the QM is broken. When the QM is broken, and can you draw a trend line from the lower low to the higher high? Is it not a good trend line, friends? It is carrying. I can draw a trend line, right? What are you drawing? There are two valleys. There are three valleys: valley 1, valley 2, valley 3. You are just joining them. Correct? Now, when that happens, at one point of time, the price can come and break the trend line. Once the trend line is broken, now what happened? There are four engulfs. Which is the first engulf? Let's recollect. Let's recollect. This is the first engulf. Okay. High is broken. This is the second engulf. Low is broken. This is the third engulf. Higher high is broken. And this is the fourth engulf, which means the trend line is broken. So high is broken, low is broken, higher high is broken, and the trend line is broken. So how many engulf in total? There are four engulfs. Two engulf of the Quasimodo, and an engulf of the higher high, and an engulf of the trend line. All of them put together forms a diamond. All of them put together forms a diamond. At that time, what I do, I connect the higher high to the point of intersection of the trend line and the breaking point, and I join the higher high to the higher high. I join the higher high to the point of intersection, and I also draw a line between the lower low and the point of intersection, and finally draw another line from the lower low to the higher high. Okay, this is called as a diamond, and that point where the intersection, the trend line is broken, okay, that is the place where we look for a trade, and that is the point of diamond formation. Easy, difficult? Okay, how many of you understood? Let's see how many understood in the first place. Can you give me a check? Everyone who understood, I want at least 10. I will definitely repeat. I just want to know how many understood in first place. Okay, now let me repeat the whole story once again. Okay, we will repeat. I have made it little, I have really made it simple. Don't worry about it. Okay. Any questions still here? Okay, people who do not understand, participate with me. Okay, this is a Quasimodo level because it was a high, low, higher and lower low. Okay, so you have the QML and the MPL zones. When price goes inside that zone, you are going to look for a Quasimodo trade. and you have been already told that if you go left there should not be too much of zone congestion, preferably they should, this guy should be authentic, at least higher high should be authentic. Okay, now what happens, you are waiting for the price to come up, but price breaks the higher high, which means your Quasimodo trade has hit your stop loss. Why? You wanted to trade here, QML level, and MPL was here, so your stop loss was somewhere here, and your stop loss has been eaten up, and the maximum pain has gone to MMPL, the much bigger pain. Okay, and then what happens from that point? Now what happened? Lot of, again some more breakout traders are entering here. No, why? This higher high is broken. This is the third engulf. Okay, and those breakout traders also should be confused now. Okay, so at what happens at that higher high? Now that Quasimodo level is gone because it is broken, so you don't have to worry about it. So what happens? I can also draw a trend line from the lower low to the higher high. Okay, go and recollect the trend line theory that we already discussed. That is a trend line. Now if the third engulf is already over, which is the higher high, the fourth engulf is breaking of the trend line. Once the trend line is broken, this point becomes, this point is the key intersection point. Okay, then that is the fourth engulf. So then what happens? I am going to join the higher right to this one to this one, just forming a quadrilateral. That's it. And all that thing combined becomes the diamond. Now don't ask me where is the diamond. Diamond is here. The classic diamond would be like this. Is it clear? Okay. Correct. Okay. All stop losses are destroyed. Okay. Now, so what happened? That's it. That's what even I have done. So the fourth engulf is clear, no? The fourth engulf is the engulf of the trend line, which never existed. Don't think the fourth engulf is the engulf of the lower low. According to the traditional thing, it has to break this one also. Then that's when it becomes like this: high, low, higher, low, higher, lower low. This is one triangle. Okay, and next another Chotu triangle you want. Okay, high, low, high, low, high, low. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, and then generally what they do, this is the length of the triangle, this is entry, target is this. No, that is a traditional diamond pattern. It is entirely different from this pattern. Okay, so don't get confused. So we are joining all those lines in black lines and the diamond is formed, and that point, intersection point, which we highlighted here, this intersection point, is the key point which connects most of the things. At that point we need to look at the price action behavior to check what kind of a pattern. Go back, it could be a drop base, rally base, whatever. So that becomes the zone. When price comes there, it will be a point where the reversal happens. Is it clear, friends? Now I am going to wait for 10 seconds to take up any questions you might have. If you guys are clear, I will move forward. So in simple words, diamond is an engulf of a Quasimodo. If Quasimodo breaks, a diamond can be formed. And in case of a diamond, there are four engulfs. One is the high engulf, the low engulf, higher high engulf, and the trend line engulf. That's all. And the trend line engulfing that intersection of the higher high downtrend and the actually uptrend line, that crossing point is the point of action, and that's where you need to look for a zone and you need to mark it and wait for the trade to happen at that intersection. And my friends, it looks cute, it looks interesting also. Very difficult to spot this because the trend line cutting, all that will do a lot of Nanganach, okay. The fourth engulf may not be there if there is a momentum candle. No, if there is a momentum candle down, see the moment the Quasimodo breaks the higher high, I mean, once the higher high of the Quasimodo is broken, okay, if price doesn't come down, there is no diamond for you. What does it mean? A powerful, supply zone is broken. You will look for a swap trade. You can even look for a swap of the Quasimodo, no? How many of you get that? Huh. So how to identify the zone marking of this intersection, that we will look at in the example. Okay. There's no specific point. It depends on the kind of formation of the intersection, source of engulf. Okay. Higher high formation is also a cap. Correct. See, everything is a cap. It can be an origin of engulf. See, one origin of engulf broken, it can create another source of engulf or origin of engulf at the top. Now look at this. This example clears everything. Okay. Now price is going up. Okay. So there is a high, there is a low. Okay. Now there is an authentic zone here. How many of you can watch this drop base rally? How many of you can identify the drop base rally there? And that base is killed. Price broke it. How many of you can make out? This one, this base, and it is broken by this authentic. It is broken up by this momentum candle. Okay. So at this, when this low is broken, what happens? The breakout traders also go short. Okay. What has happened here? In simple words, high, low, higher high, lower low. So how many of you can spot a QM here? How many of you can spot a QM here? Is it clear? Okay. Now what happened? Price has gone up. Okay. Then massive orders are placed to shoot up the price. This certainly spooks all sellers. Once engulfs the high, again it will go and eat all the stop losses. Okay. Breakout traders will again begin to buy at higher high. And then what happens? You can mark it here. This is clear for you. I'll mark it for you folks. High, low, higher high, lower low, higher high. Is this clear? This is the point. Higher high, high. Okay. This is low. Sorry, this is low. This is lower low, and this is the trend line. Trend line is broken roughly, or you can even draw this trend line this way. So this is where, okay, this is where the confusion emerges. Okay, where do I draw the trend line with so much of congestion? Okay, and in this example he has not even taken the trend line properly. This is a pure RTM example, because that's where the disturbances lies. Okay, so agree, but if you look at it, it's like this, down, same diamond pattern. But now don't expect this to form the second triangle. That will never happen. Okay, in a traditional concept only it comes. In normal concept that doesn't emerge. But one thing just try to understand, but when spies try to break the high, again more breakout traders will come and create lot of buying orders that will push the price down, and institutions will get excess filling at that point because there are so many buyers there. It lead away all the stops and brings the price down, and that's when a diamond is formed. So what are the rules of diamond structure? Rules are only four, of course. The first rule is a QM, which has its own four rules, correct? What are the rules for QM? High is formed, low is formed. Higher high is formed, lower low is formed. Authentic zone broken, QM power pattern emerges. Okay. In case of diamond, QM is formed. QM is broken to form triple high or triple low, the third engulf. The price breaks the trend line, which is the fourth engulf. Diamond pattern is formed and trade on retracement. Is this clear, friends? Is this clear? I'll wait for any questions now. I'll take 10 seconds pass. If it's complex, I'll wait. I'll address all the queries and before I move on. Sir, if RTM is not talking about trend line, why are you? No, it's not my experience. We saw this in the forum. In RTM, there was a forum when we all did subscription to RTM website. There was some exclusive forum where all the charts would be discussed. That's where these details were given. Okay, to be honest, RTM course material is so direct. It doesn't even give the steps of the derivation. Okay, RTM is Read the Market Academy. All right, so let's go on and see this example. Now, I'll take goes little slowly. You guys try to connect with me. There is a high, there is a low, there is a higher high, there is a lower low. So this is the, oh God, see, I'm very bad in drawing lines. This is the QM level, this is the MPL level. Okay, that is the MPL level. Now, you can always see this rally, base rally. This zone. This is my authentic zone. This authentic zone has been destroyed by this candle. So, authentic zone is also respected. So, what are the four rules? Okay, QM formed. Why QM formed? High, low, higher, high, lower, low. And I also found my authentic zone which worked. Step 2. The higher high is broken by higher high. Okay, and then I draw a trend line. Okay, I can draw a trend line like this. I can draw a trend line like this. In the beginning, this is how I draw. I'll erase everything. Understand this concept. When price was only till this much, this trend line was valid. When price comes to this point, this line is valid because there is one more V here. No, so technically you need to take that V in order to mark your trend line. So this is the trend line which I have marked in green line, and this guy broke the trend line which is the fourth engulf. This triple high is the third engulf. When price retraces back, it gives a reaction. And how did I mark the zone? I'll see that. How did I mark the zone? I went to the source of engulf. This was this, so everything is a base. I had no option. I had to take the ultimate higher high and this one, which means what is this? This is the origin of engulf and also the source of engulf. And that's when price comes back, it retraces. Whenever a higher high is destroyed, it might not be an authentic zone. Perfect. If that breaks even an authentic zone, an expected diamond pattern. Perfect. When an authentic Quasimodo is destroyed, expected diamond pattern. Perfect. How many of you did not understand this example? There are only 4 steps as discussed. QM formed high, low, higher, high, lower, low. Step 2, higher high broken. By whom? The higher, higher, high. Step 3, trend line engulfed. The fourth engulf. So the last step is diamond formed. Simple 4 rules which I have framed to simplify the whole thing for you. See this example. Hi. Okay, friends, connect with me. Okay. If you are not understanding, so be it, because it's little confusing. I have tried my best efforts to simplify, but be with me. High, low, um, higher high, lower low, and the price went above it and came to this point. So higher, higher, high, which means it changed by a very small margin. Okay, it's very small pip, it will be 0.2 or 0.5. Of course, anything is broken, that's it, which means it has broken and kissed that level. That means the pending orders there is eaten. Now what happened? Once that is formed, then here is the trend line. Why this is the trend line? Technically, to write a valley, we need the second V to be higher than the first V. It is not in this case, but there is no option. Okay, you need to make a meaning out of it. So upper trend broken, this guy broke it. Okay, the fourth guy has broken it. Now what happens? Then you need to go to the source of engulf. This is the source of engulf, and that base is too lengthy. You need to mark it. If I had marked from wick to body, I mean wick to wick, I would have missed the trade. If I marked from wick to body, I get a kiss trade. If I got from wick to wick also, I got the trade. I may take this trade, I may not take this trade depending upon the risk. Okay, now it has kissed, expected to fall. There is a question. Okay, if sir, my question is at the fourth engulf, if there is no base candle, then how do I draw the zone? Simple, go to the origin of engulf. If you don't have a source of engulf, what you will do? Friends, if there is no source of engulf, what is do? Your origin of engulf. Your origin of engulf itself is the source of engulf, and you need to wait for a trade here at this level. That's it. Is this clear, friends? So it's all rosy and colorful to find this, but it really disturbing. Because Quasimodo is a lot more simpler. We have an MPL, MPL and the QM level, very clear zones. There is no discrepancy, there is no discretion. Here trend line is a discretionary factor, zone point is also a discretionary factor, and price doesn't even come to your MPL. Okay, let's say is mother of all Quasimodo, high, low, higher, high. Let's say this is lower, lower, low. Then why this fellow is not coming to my point? The biggest, the upper MPL level, why he is only reacting here, and his reaction is based on this base formation. So there are a lot of permutations, combinations here. Some trades you miss, some trades you jump, and more than anything, spotting them is a pain. And if there's a lifetime high Quasimodo, it's easy to find a diamond. The moment if it breaks, you're done. But if it's an intermittent price level Quasimodo broken, it creates a lot of confusion. So that is why I'm against these patterns. However, the first 5 patterns, the power patterns, are a lot more beneficial, and that is really best for me. The flag limit, the FTR, the caps, the swaps, and the QM. These 5 are perfect. Perfect. for us. Okay, I hope I have done justice to this concept. Okay, finding diamond is a pain. I'm telling you, I've worked very hard. I could not discover. Okay, and I don't want to go to a lower time frame to find a diamond. When we have easy patterns like FTR and all. Okay, so okay, now look at this. So dancing lady is a very easy pattern. Okay, dancing lady is pretty easy pattern. There's not much of rocket science in dancing lady, and there is not much of discretion also in dancing lady, like in diamond. Dancing lady is really a cool pattern. Okay, so what is a dancing lady? All right. So this pattern is also called as can can. Okay, can can pattern, dancing lady pattern, both are one and the same. Okay, before we move on, friends, I'm sorry. Let me take a small pause. I'll wait for the Q&A. Any questions on diamond, friends? So the risk reward is always 1:3 minimum we want. Any trade which doesn't give a minimum 1:3, we should never take. Anything more, celebrate. Giriji, I didn't find any pattern on a daily chart. I saw some 50 charts and I just left it. Okay. But from a conceptual perspective, did you guys understand? Anybody who didn't understand the concept of diamond? I just heard there is a diamond pattern formed in HUL. Guys, go back and have a look at it. If everyone, can everyone give me a check? At least 10 yes, so that I can proceed to the next topic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Friends, I'm back. There was noise on the background. I didn't want the recording to be disturbed. So I just want the people in the office not to make noise. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay. All right. Now can can. The can can is also called as a dancing lady, and it is a seventh power pattern in the total price action journey, and we call this compression and kick pattern. So it is the seventh pattern. It is also called, now don't get confused. Remember the fact, can dancing lady both are same. They are synonyms. It is another lovely area of confusing retailers, and retailers would be wondering what is actually happening. And can always happens at lifetime areas very easily. Whichever stock is a lifetime high, look for can. Okay, and it can also appear in the areas of QM and diamonds. It's a very interesting pattern. I'll try to give a perspective to it. Yes, this is a cute pattern. Definitely you will find this. It's not difficult to find can. Okay, can I really like the pattern because of its simplicity. Can is pretty simple. Price is going up. What is this? What kind of a price structure is this? It's a rally base rally. Is that an authentic zone? Because there is nothing on the left. There is nothing on the left. So it is an authentic zone. I cannot show everything in the example. So I just declare that it is an authentic zone. Now friends, during all the conversations in the all the power patterns, we insist on some authentic zone. Remember, what do you mean by an authentic zone? Authentic is a zone. It's a incarnation by itself. Okay, which means it is a strong point. If somebody breaks that zone, that means the opponent is stronger. Okay, so generally if an authentic zone is broken, you can feel that the power pattern is more stronger. Sometimes we can even miss the authentic zone part depending upon the kind of fall we see. Okay, the fall can be massive. In one of the examples of QM, I just told you guys that I am just taking week to week, I'm going to trade this level because of the 5 strong momentum candles I saw. All right, so that can happen. Now what happened, the price after having a massive rally and forming an authentic zone suddenly comes back in a strong fashion and destroys the authentic zone, which means the the enemy on one side came with full bang, hitting everybody, killing all my army, and suddenly we reacted to the enemy, giving a massive blow and pushing him completely back and destroying his fort also, which means you fought back. um, you know that scene where in the movie Bahubali, you know that Trishul Vyuha was destroyed at one point of time. Okay, then what they do, they push the enemy back and again reframe their Trishul view, that V structure. Yes or no? So how many of you remember that scene, the V shape arrangement where Kattappa was defending? Okay, they push them back, no? They push them back and restructure their fort, which means they proved that they are strong. Okay, now what happened after then breaking? What is happening? The moment that there is a zone at the top, it can be a cap. Correct, friends? It is a cap, rally based drop. It is a cap. Huh. Don't expect a base on the top. It's a strong bearish reversal. If you go to the lower time frame, you might get a zone, but it is a zone. Correct? It's a cap, and that's the origin of engulf. And in this case, also the source of engulf. In that case, what happens? Slowly, price starts coming up in a very compressed manner. In a very compressed manner. And at that time, what will happen, Balu sir? If the enemy fought us, okay, enemy fought and we gave him a jerk, pushing him hard, destroying his authentic zone also. Now enemy is coming back into my zone in a extremely compressed manner. So what happened here? What happened here? The departure is powerful, the arrival is weak. It's a win-win. Now what happened? I went and attacked and destroyed the enemy. Now enemy is coming in very slow pattern in small forms, and I have a huge massive army here waiting to kill them. At that point of time, what happens? The price massively drops and I mark the proximal and distal line, and price has to come down, and that zone is called as the can supply zone, and price will massively react. No pending buy side order. Perfect, Devan sir. That's the meaning. Okay, this is no difference than a cap. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is this? This is a bloody cap. Rally base drop, authentic zone destroyed, reversal, trade it. Okay. Okay. This is a cap. It's of course a cap. Why? But a cap with a compression. There are only two extra things here. One is a cap with a compression and a massive fall. That's all. Nothing more. This is simple, right? This is pretty simple, friends. Right? What is it you're looking? Massive upside. Very, very simple. I'll take another color. I'll take, say, blue. I'll take a different color. Simple. Rally, base, rally, authentic zone formed. Rally, base, drop, authentic zone destroyed. When authentic zone is destroyed, this is the source of engulf and also the origin of engulf. When price comes back, I will trade, but here price is coming back in a very, very, very compressed fashion. When it is coming there, that is my can supply zone, my proximal line at the bottom, distal line at the top. The price comes into the zone and falls down. Is this a very clear example? This is the simplest can example I can give. Any meaning of can sir? I don't know. Okay. Now look at it. What is the anatomy of demand can? What is the anatomy of demand can? In a demand can, price is coming down, base, drop, base, rally, authentic zone broken, which means who is strong? The buyer is strong, and that zone is called as the demand can zone, and from there price keeps coming down in a very compressed manner. When the moment it comes to the bottom, there is a massive buying strength here, because these guys went and destroyed a very strong army of enemy and also their big fort. And finally, when there are no enemies left in the journey, because the whole army has been dying, when they're coming towards the big army, like what happens? Like 1,000 people started. Here 500 came and fought. Here 250 came. Here 100 came. Here 10 came. Finally to my zone 5 came, but here we have 4,000 people, big army. What will happen? We destroy and march ahead. No enemy will stop me. Is this a simple pattern, friends? Is it very clear? So can always remember Kattapa's Trishula view. This is the Trishula zone that he always had. The Kalakaya army came, they put a fort, entered, broke the Trishul view. The Kattapa's army fought back, pushed them back, and destroyed their tanker on the way. Now Kattapa is dominating the scene. Now what happened? The enemy's army will come in slow manner, and many are killing on the way they're coming, because Kattappa army is destroying one by one. And finally, if it comes back to the same Trushul view, what happens? Boom. Okay. So that is the best thing. That is the best way to narrate this scenario also. Is can simple, friends? Can is simple, right? It is pretty simple and more logical also. Anybody having questions? I'm going to take a 10 minutes pass here. I'm sorry, 10 seconds pass here to address your questions if you have. Ah, there is an interesting question. Why is it called as a dancing lady? Where is the dance? I'll show you. The dancing lady is ahead in our subsequent slide. When the price is coming in a compressed manner, the success rate is high. Very nice. Correct. Here is the background. Why is it called a dancing lady? Can you see this lady dancing? This is called as a French cabaret. What would happen is, in this kind of dance, okay, generally what happens many times, this lady, this frock is fully covering her legs. Okay. Apart, you might not even see her leg actually. You are seeing her leg here because she has lifted her frock up, or else this leg is also covered. Many times what happens, by any chance she lifts her other leg, this leg she has lifted up, your frock would be covered so much you don't even know she has lifted her leg in the journey. One kick if she can give, you can fall somewhere. In most of those old time French cabarets, women would be dancing, men would be coming closer to them to do something hanky ponky. They used to give a kick, and the fellow will not even realize where her leg is. One leg would be at the top, and her frock would be so huge and so spread, he will not even know that she has lifted her leg. Okay, now let's not waste time with the dancing lady, and let's understand why can is called as a dancing lady. Do you guys get it? Massive army went up. Okay, there was a zone. Kattapa's army destroyed. They came with lot of compression, and the moment the price comes to that neckline, that is the can zone, the price drops back. Okay, now there is a small difference between a cap and a can. Okay, there is a small difference. So the difference is this. The difference is this. Okay, generally, okay, generally what happens? This is the cap, right? Most of the times cap would be here. This would be the neck zone, which means origin of engulf would be here. Your neck zone, this is the neck, the lady's leg is lifted, this is the foot of the lady, this is the knee of the lady. Okay, she's here, her leg is lifted up and down. Okay, so what happened? This is the origin of engulf, this would be source of engulf. Okay, so can would be the neck of the lady, which is the source of engulf. Sometimes the origin and source can be same. Is it clear, friends? In fact, can is also a kind of cap. It is just a pattern which also includes of a compression, nothing more. In cap, we never said, right, that compression is must. Compression is what? It's an approach. Okay. Theoretically, can is automatically covered in our class. Why? It is a cap. Is this clear, friends? Why it's called as a dancing lady? Compression up to neckline, leg down. The leg down is the thread. Okay. Technically, in this example, this is the origin of engulf, this is the source of engulf. Okay. So when price goes to the source, it will react. And the source is her knee, the bottom is her foot. Is it clear, friends? Any more questions? Now do you realize why it's called dancing lady? She's lifting her leg. That kick, that is the kick. The kick, the retracement is the kick of her leg. Okay. So let's see this example. What are the rules of can now? Strong momentum rally, authentic zone formed. Strong reversal rally, authentic zone broken. Compression towards the zone, dancing lady kicks. Is it simple? Anything confusion? Anything complex? So strong momentum is Kalakaya army coming. Zone, they formed their fort. Okay. And then once they enters into the Katappa's territory, they push them back. They also destroy the bunker of Kalakaya. And the enemies will come back to the zone same level to fight back very close to the kingdom, and the kick happens. Here is an example, you will understand better. Is it clear? Rally, reaction, compression, kaboom. Can you guys make out? Strong momentum, breakout with momentum, strong. This is the base. Okay. Now what happens? Once it comes, price could not, price capped at the, see, it says price capped. What does it mean? Cap, can is also a, dancing lady is also a cap. And price dropped from there. And price dropped from there. So after price dropped from there, what happened? Then it did compression on the sideways. And where should I take the price? Now this is the origin and source of engulf. Okay. Rally is drop rally. Here is the trade. Now what is this? It is origin and source also. How many of you agree that this is not only the source of engulf but also the origin of engulf? This zone. It is both origin and the source of engulf. There is no authentic zone in the example, friends. There are so many examples where we mention authentic zone. Authentic zone, assume that it is much more stronger zone. It is like can plus. Okay, here there is no authentic zone. If at all by any chance, if it has broken this one, I could have called it as an authentic zone here, but it didn't come here below. Okay, so don't authentic zone is what we have mentioned. If authentic zone is there, assume that is double confirmation. Okay, okay, and you can take it as a can much more cover powerful can pattern. Let's see another example. See, you cannot make out also. This is a rally drop, compression drop. Only thing is that reaction should be there, enemy reaction should be there. Okay, but finding this is not a big task. Rally base, rally base, rally. Okay, and that is broken here. Yeah, this zone is broken. That's an answer. When price goes back, it will fall. Now look at it, where it fell. Where it fell, it fell here. Rally base drop, correct? Drop base drop. So this is the authentic zone. I'm sorry, source of engulf. This is the origin of engulf. It reacted from the source of engulf itself. This is origin, this is source. How many of you don't understand the origin of engulf and source of engulf here? How did we decide on that? The way zone is formed, there is a very clear bearish engulfing. See this rally and fall, and then drop, base drop. Okay, it is not, yeah, it is an inside bath, but that has nothing to do with this phenomenon. um you can now, you can say engulf is here, engulf is there here, no? Rally, this is there, no? Rally base rally, here is a zone, it is engulf, right? Okay, great, Satish. On higher time frame, there is nothing, you might not find anything. It's not like a quasimodo to define. Okay, if there are no authentic zone, that's what I said. If there is no authentic zone, the you can take a call, we'll verify. So when our chart project happens, that's when we can discover it. See, this is a clear example which I marked. Rally, rally base rally. Okay, so here it is. Okay, rally base rally, that is the authentic zone. Authentic zone was broken. Who broke the authentic zone? That red momentum candle broke the authentic zone. Where is the source of engulf? Source of engulf is this. Or where is the origin of engulf? So technically this is the zone. Okay, this is the zone. Okay, it gave a kiss trade. How? There is a compression. When the price comes back, it was doing a lot of compression and price dropped. Now where is the zone? Okay, it is rally base drop. Can you see this? This is the zone in technically. Understand, the top of the wick, I can even take the base is just the body of the wick. Okay, it is just miss, or it might have given a trade. If you take wick to wick, you are getting the full trade. See, it's more of a kiss trade. Why? Because of compression. Cabs can be programmed. I don't know, I never thought about it. Is this example clear? Anybody having any doubt on this example? If you find any wrong in my marking, let me know. So where is the flag limit? So Girish, please tell me, where is the flag limit? This is a stop, no flag limit. This is a stop, no flag limit. Upside, this is a flag, no flag limit. This is a stop, no flag limit. This is one flag limit which crossed, it reacted, but it didn't give 1:3 risk reward. That's all. This is all compression only. Compression, 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 This is also base, base, base. This all eaten. Yes, this all compression only. You can even look forward for this trade, friends. You can even look forward, wait for this trade to happen. Let us do this. 400 is 20 square. Look forward for a short trade at 400 if the price comes here. Okay. 400 is what? 20 square. Now look at this zone. This example doesn't have an authentic zone. There's a strong momentum rally. Base is formed. Strike formed. Okay. It didn't break any zone as such. Okay. Now when price comes back, this is a neckline. When when this guy comes down, when you go to source of network, I have taken wick to wick. Can any one of you explain me why I have taken wick to wick and trade happened, not the top? This is the origin of engulf. This is the source of engulf. Why I took wick to wick? Can someone explain me, please? The week to week I've taken because if you what is week to week? We spoke about it. If you go to week to week on a lower time frame, there would be a zone drop base rally. If you go to a lower time frame, it would be a drop base rally. Yes, this I agree. You can say it's a QM pattern because high, low, higher, high, lower, low. And if you put a straight line, it's almost matching. Agree. That is fair. Wick is a place of war, correct? So if you go to a lower time frame, that is when wick to wick will always have a zone. Never think that okay, he has simply taken 2 weeks. No, if you drill down into these daily candles, go to hourly, you will see a drop, okay, a nice fighting base, and then only you will see a drop. Okay. If you ask me how do you know, that is a universal truth. Initially, I didn't also believe. Every time I see a wick to wick, I used to go down, I used to find a zone there. Okay, friends. So what did we learn? The dancing lady and the diamonds are patterns which generally happens quite rare. If you can spot it, you can look for very high risk reward trades. Always trade compressed areas to the root of compression and do not wait for 1 is to 3 or 1 is to 3, whichever is higher. Did you guys get the power of compression? You can only trade compression, friends. Mark zones, check compression, wherever compression, whichever compression coming into a zone, you can trade. Never forget the 4 rules of diamond, 5 rules of dancing lady. You guys can find lot of dancing ladies. You guys can find lot of dancing ladies, but you cannot find the diamonds. It's not easy because the diamond has a bit of discretion which is disturbing. Okay. So it's time for Q&A. Okay. Now, any questions? Please shoot me. So let's take up questions. Ashok, would you making a rule book in a best sequence? We'll put all the rules. Yes. The next session is about summary and we will do some live trading also. So we'll do some demo along with the complete summary of the whole uh, advanced price action, the complete 5-day price action program. In fact, people, you have learned 35 concepts in order to arrive where you are today. Okay, I will tell you which are those 35 and you will, it's good time to recover or recollect all the things that you have learned. So any more questions? Okay, so people who want to trade, go ahead, I don't stop you. Just make sure that you do not miss the rules of the game. Okay, and for your information, I am a trader who never bet more than 1% in my trade. If I'm having 10 lakhs capital, my risk per trade is 10,000. If I have 25 lakhs capital, my risk per trade is 25,000. And what is the stop loss? The number of lots I trade depends upon the total risk per lot. If risk per lot is say 25k, I'll trade on one lot. If risk per lot is 5k, I'll take 5 lots. That's how mature traders trade. If you go excess leverage, one bad trade, you're out of the game and you'll start cursing the market. Don't ever do that. Rest all the beginners, please wait for the module 8 to finish. That is a really transformative module for all of us, so that we don't lose our money much into the markets. Okay, per trade I bet only 1%. Yes, that is my theory. I never trade more than that. If I am not doing well, I'll go 0.5% also. I don't care. When I'm consistently doing well, I might go to 2%. Alexander Elder always told 2%, but I still stick to 1% until I see good money in that year. If I make some money, I have some rules. If I make say 20%, 25% in that year already, I might go extra leverage. If you wanna take 2 to 3 trades, you can take. Nobody stops you, but you can stick to 1%. Intraday, since the number of trades would be more, stick to 1% or even 0.5% when you begin. Do not bet more than 0.5% of your capital. And all the beginners, a strict no to F&O trading. My strict warning to all the beginners, first timers is 6 months you need to trade cash market. Okay, I expect a minimum of 100 trades to be traded in cash market before even you can think about or consider about F&O trading. Okay, anybody with capital less than 5 lakhs, I strongly discourage them doing F&O trading. For every trade, 1% would be the betting. Cash market is delivery based. Okay, Manish Saneji says in Axis Bank there is a lifetime high made and there is a can pattern. Wow. If you are able to identify it, fantastic. Brilliant. Putting all the simplified and advanced price action together, there will be 35 concepts, not 35 patterns. Friend. Patterns are only 7. There are 35 concepts. Okay. With this, we come to the end of the learnings as far as the simple and advanced price action trading is concerned. Okay, so we will discuss again all these things that we learned in the last 5 days in the summary session post lunch. We will do some hands on to get a feel of all the things that we learned together. Okay, now the time is 1:12, so let's connect at 2:30 sharp. Friends, 2:30 sharp. Do not delay much. If possible, come and connect again at 2:20 itself. I'm going to open the lines. I'll get out of this session and immediately I open the lines for the 2:30 session. Please come back on time, and we will have a longer session today. Okay, if required, we might even go little more than 2 hours, or we can take a small break and continue further. Okay, as the case may be. Okay, come back prepared for a slightly stretchable show, and I hope you all like the session on diamond and can. So I love can because I can find can easily. I don't enjoy diamond because I have my experience is it's not easy to find, and that engulfing the point of entry and all is a bit of confusion in case of a diamond, and that's a practical case I feel. Okay, now we will be breaking for lunch and we will connect again post lunch to discuss in detail all the learnings that we did in the last how many sessions. This is session number 15. So whatever we learned in all the 15 sessions we'll summarize and wind up for the day. And give a farewell to all the price action traders, and let's go ahead with the subsequent topics of bank nifty expiry, algos, and volume profile, all the summary sessions in the subsequent weeks. Okay, nice friends, have a nice day. You guys take care. I'll connect with you again at sharp 2:30. Thank you very much.